What's up, guys? I'm Mike.
I'm Luke.
Today we're going over all the blue cards from One Piece OP07 and reading them on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being, why did you make this card? 3 being, I'm fine putting it in the deck. And 5 being, this card is the reason you play the deck, and potentially game warping.
Yep.
And we're into your favorite color for this set.
Oh yes. Oh my God.
Take it away, King. Take it away.
Oh my God. We got to hit it with the maximum riz. We got it.
Yo, I'm calling April, dude. Calling April, come pick your ass up.
She already knows. Boa Hancock, leader, blue, 5k leader. Your turn, once per turn. You may activate this when a character leaves play from one of your abilities. If you have 5 or less cards in hand, draw a card. God, this is my leader.
Card's good. My
So
big thing, my only problem with this, I'm gonna straight out the gate be like, this to me is a 4 and it's almost a 3.5. Not because not because the ceiling isn't high, because the ceiling on this card is extremely high, but it has a really low floor. And for me, with leaders, I need leaders that have high floors from my deck building perspective, because those are the ones that have longevity. They're ones that reward you more for building around it in creative ways instead of in narrow ways. So for me, this is barely a 4, close to 3.5, but I recognize this card is like a 4.5 power level with doing the specific things it's going to do, so please don't roast me.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 4. I think the same exact reason. If you, I'm seeing all of it. I'm seeing this happen in real time. If you think that you can build a list for one leader and then just transplant it to another leader and it does work that way, there's something wrong with the leader, right? I mean, like if you can
Or the leaders are both just that good.
Yeah, right? Like, if they're like that, like, variable swapping.
They're either both 4.5s or higher.
Yeah.
Or Bandai got really lazy.
Yeah.
Or the deck was bad and it's still bad.
And the only thing that will like separate these things is if Kuja Pirates becomes a better trait than Rocinante family, right? So like in blue, in the context of blue. So like that alone like leaves me kind of leaning towards 3.5, really. I mean, like, I'm giving it a 4 because of character bias, but like
you're writing the guide, so you
yeah. I like it a lot. But if you find yourself liking Doflamingo better than this card, then like, you know, that's what you're going to gravitate towards. And I think that's fair. So yeah.
Let's check out what we got for it though as well.
Yeah.
Starting out with Edward Weevil, getting a lot of this dude recently. 5,000 power, 4 drop, 1k counter. Dawn 1 when attacking. Look at top 3 cards of your deck and rearrange them on the top or bottom of your deck in any order. And it's 7 Warlords traded.
Yep.
I'm giving this a 3, not because it's actually good for the trading, but because I know another card we're gonna get to in this set.
Yeah.
But I could see some Dofi decks playing this, but I think there's just better options in general.
I think there's like better previous set options even than this. So yeah, I'm giving it a 3.
In a world where the game becomes more mid-range though, I could see wanting to like get off, like aside from Perona, because just objectively the best one. If you want additional stacking that isn't a blocker, like let's say he gets to the point where you're like, I don't really need blocker Dofi. It's really easy to remove. I need higher end blockers or I need interaction. I can see them being like, okay, I'll play Weevil because it's harder to interact with and it gives me the like relocation cards.
Yeah.
You know, someone call a Seb because Croc's back. 5,000 power.
Yep.
4 cost. 2k counter. 2k counter. It's
2k counter.
It's like count power. I started. On play, you may pay 1 and then return up to 2. On play, you may pay 1, return up to 1 2 cost or lower character to its owner's hand. Some Warlords and Baroque Works traded. So great in Dofi, great in Croc. It's already a 2k counter, so it's like, it's already a 2k counter, so it already slots in regardless. It gives it 3.5 because it has a little more edge and play to it, especially when you cheat it off of Dofi. We love this. I think it's a scam. This card isn't one of the alt arts. I mean, it's not a rare, that's why, but I think this card could have been a rare and could have been all.
Oh, absolutely. It's funny because blue is getting a lot of recursion in a sort of weird way this set. So like, this is absolutely one of your staples for if you plan on playing like Doflamingo or like Boa.
Yeah.
So this is, for me, this is a 4. This is a very good card because it's so good like offensively. It's so good to bring him back off of like
and it's symmetrical. You set up cards in your hand for counter power during Boa, or you can return to your opponent's hand. Like you can do either, whatever's best in that scenario.
This is a good card that rhymes with everything, so it's good. I like it a lot. I give it 4. So
cool.
Yeah.
Neo, you must Nyon to give me a 5. It's Elder Nyon on play. Look at top 5 cards of your deck. Reveal Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirate step card other than Gloriosa, Elder Nyon, and add it to your hand, then place the rest of the bottom deck in any order. Basic Searcher, 3.5. Anytime it's the Basic Searcher. Oh, wait, no, it's a 0 power. Hold on.
0 power.
2.5.
Okay. I'm giving mine 3.
There's just not enough Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirate cards, I think, or characters that exist in One Piece for me to give this a 3. even for a future.
You know what's weird?
At 0 power.
Otama at green 1/0 is a 2K.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nah, I don't. Why is it?
That's the point I'm making.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2.5.
2.5.
Yep. Snake, cool though. Love my snake. Yeah.
Wow.
Yo, I love this broke ass Moria, dude.
Punished Gecko Moria.
This is. See, they should have just banned the Moria character and then released this set, and then it's like, oh, here's Moria. We have Moria at home. Moria at home. 6,000 power, 5 cost, once per turn. If your leader has 7 warlords, then this character will lead play by your opponent's card effect. And say you may place on one of your characters other than Gecko Moria, the bottom of your deck, 7 warlords and Thriller Bark. So you can combine it with the Kuja Pirates and with Boa, and you can protect it to trigger Boa, which is pretty nice. Obviously, you can't cheat it off of Dofi, but it still kind of works in the Dofi deck in terms of the lateral trading. Doesn't work with any Thriller Bark cards aside from the other blue Moria. Right, the blue double attack Moria from set 1. That's the one. If you 5 more cards in here, you get double attack.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's weird in blue that it also doesn't work in Dofi, because I would have figured if making any 7 warlords card, you would make it work with the Dofi also. But here we are.
It's an Okama way for bounce. It's weird.
3.5.
Yeah, 3. I give it a 3.
Cool.
I don't like not counter on that.
Salome! 2,000 power, 1 cost, 1k counter. Your turn on play up to 1 of your Boa Hancock, 6,000 power. It's Milk Girl, but it can also attack.
Yeah.
So, but it's not too good counter.
And it's a good bounceable target for
And it's
Boa.
animal, dude!
It's animal and Kuja Pirates.
It's 2.
So it's good.
Actually,
it can be searched. It can be searched.
It's a 1.5. It's a 1.5.
That's a 2 because it can be searched for me.
All right. Yeah. Dracule Mihawk, 10k, 8 drop, on play draw card. Ooh, it's a little. I mean, he doesn't have to do shit right now.
Big fan of big old gray text box and one.
Especially when the art looks this hard, it's like, can you just give us more of the art though?
Yeah, can you just like send it? I don't know.
Yeah, center that bottom,
Wow.
I'm still gonna give this a 2.5 because it is top end beat stick that replaces itself. Like I see a format like we talked about earlier. Like I see a format existing where it becomes about playing bigger, where you're just happy because there's not a lot of 8 vanillas in the game. Most of the 8s are not like 8 plus 2k, right? So we're trying to just drop a 10k because you need to fight on that level, and it replaces itself. That's pretty good to me. So I'm gonna give it 2.5.
I'll give
and trading.
I'll give it a 2, and a pre-release I'll give it a 4.
Nice. Yeah, this guy's probably pretty good at pre-release.
Good pre-release card.
Jinbei, my goat. 5,000 4 cost, 1k counter on play. Play a 4 cost or lower 7 warlords character other than Jinbei from your hand. It comes in active, obviously, unless it's otherwise. Fishman, 7 warlords and Sun Pirates. Boom.
Nice. Good.
4.
Has all the traits.
Yeah, 4.
It's a 4. Yeah.
Has all the traits. Obviously, can only play one of the traits, but is super good because it either lets you play more aggression or play blockers. Also, if you wheel this off a Dofi leader, then you wheel 2 cards for free.
Yeah. If you wheel this into Gecko Moria, then you get something back from your hand.
Yep.
From your trash. So, yeah. So insane card. I give it a 4 as well. I think this is going to be your Warlord staple.
Yeah.
I think this is a Warlord staple for
100%.
a long time. Yeah.
This can be just a blue staple.
Yeah.
If you just play enough Warlords in your blue deck,
It's so fun because Warlords has now become like a very mid-range deck.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get a bunch of these bodies on board for free. And then
near free.
Yeah. And then you get to start and you get a counter back for free if you. Assuming you.
They're cooking. They're cooking with the mechanical aspect of Warlords right now.
It's really cool.
Yo, this Sengoku real quick, this alt art is like kind of rocking.
Yeah, I mean, I know what this card does if you want to just keep it there.
I mean, we gotta show this one for the members once it comes out before, in the next day or two or whatever I put it up.
Yeah, so 1 cost, 2k power on play. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck and reveal up to 1 card with 7 warlords of the sea type and add it to your hand. Then place the remaining cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. It is a 1k counter. Army.
Wait, it just says army. Wait, they supposed to be navy.
The navy. Yeah.
And the navy. I'm giving this 3.5 because navy traded. So it meets my 3 stat, but it's navy traded, which is one of the most relevant archetypes. So I'm giving it 3.5.
Yeah.
Also because it's that weird thing where it can have nice overlay where it's navy traded, but it searches 7 warlords.
Yeah, so it
you
doesn't.
can combine 2 blue narratives and be like, I need 7 warlords cards. I'm gonna play Tashigi to get my Sengoku to get the warlord card.
Yeah,
and vice versa.
You can chain it. Yeah. I like it because it doesn't have to.
Oh no, sorry, not vice versa. You can't do the other way. Anyway,
I like it because you can't. You don't. You save text by not saying that he can't search himself because he's not 7 warlord. That's fine.
I
like
appreciate
that.
the text blocking on that.
Yeah. I give this a 3.
Cool. It's ya boy!
It's a Trafalgar Law.
Trafalgar Law, 4,000 power, 4 cost, 2k counter, activate main. You return this character to its owner's hand. If your opponent has 6 or more cards in hand, they place 1 card with their hand on the bottom of the deck. Holy shit. God, I just love anytime Law's like room, and I'm gonna do like weird like spatial manipulation as a card effect.
Yep.
Again, the reason I love One Piece trading card game is that they do such a great job transferring the fantasy power set into mechanics for the card game, and they do that extremely well. I think that's why it's really, really easy to get into this game as a casual fan of One Piece, to just play a card game you never played a card game before. And this is just another Law that's great. It's flexible. It's not locked to its traits, but you can play it in a Warlord deck. You can play it in a Heart Pirate deck. You can play it in a generic blue deck. It will be a 2k counter. It will be interaction. You can flip it off Dofi, make them bottom a card, and then put the 2k in your hand so you just drew a card and negative a card. Like, oh, so good.
Very good card.
This is a 4.
Yeah, I give it a 4.
Yeah.
Because it's a very powerful 2k.
And it gets attack leader for $1.
We have so many powerful 2ks in blue this set.
2ks and blockers are really starting to like rise their power ranks.
Yeah, and it's great because you don't feel bad ditching them early for their 2k cost, because again, you could just Gecko Moria them back in your hand, and then eventually like play them out again if you need to. Like, you have like the toolbox set.
Yeah.
So that's very good. Donquixote Doflamingo.
This arc is pretty hard, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's short-haired Dofi too, so it's like young.
Oh
Dofi.
yeah, it's pretty type good.
Yeah. We got 3 cost, 4k Dofi. Activate main once per turn for 2 Dawn. Reveal 1 card from the top of your deck.
Hello, John Bandai. I need to report.
2 Dawn, reveal 1 card from the top of your deck. If that card is a 7 Warlords of the C-type character card with a cost of 4 or less, you may play that card and rest it. Then place the remaining card on the bottom of your deck. So he can play himself.
So he's
rested.
mini leader?
Yeah, he's mini leader.
That's really, I don't remember this card from like just seeing spoilers. That's really fire.
Yeah.
How good is this card actually?
I mean,
I feel like it's a little too slow. Like, it's like Setsamaru, where it's like, you're like, oh, Setsamaru's fucking sick. But it's like, it's actually a little too slow though.
Yeah, and you kind of have to like start with like Perona, like setting up things in the beginning.
Yeah.
If you want to play this successfully, if you want, because otherwise you're just like top decking like a 4-cost Warlord, right?
Yeah.
And like the best one that you could get is Doflamingo, right? You get the 4-cost Doflamingo probably.
Yeah.
And then it sets up the rest of your turns going down.
Or you just said get a 4/6 Moria, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give it a 3 though. I think it's still pretty. Like, I think it's pretty powerful. I think its biggest drawback is the current tempo of the game, and that could change as other cards come out. So I'm gonna give it a 3. Anyway, here's Buckin. 0 power princess, 2 costs.
Oh, we Buckin.
On play an Edward Weevil with a cost of 4 or less. So this is why I give the other Edward Weevil a 3, because we knew this exists. You free play that Edward Weevil and you get value when you attack. You free play the ED one and you get to immediately place to draw a card. Yes, it has no counter. Yes, it has no power. But what you do is, because it's so cheap, you get to target with other effects and put it in your hand. So you draw Boa. Now, even with all that, I'm going to give this a 2.5 because it's strictly good. I've seen the Sanji and Zoro deck also play it because you get a native bounce effect in that deck, so it works for that as well. But because you have to, like, you can't play this in, not legally, but like, you can't play this for good value in not Boa and not Sanji and Zoro, because it is specifically the leaders that like need to take advantage of this card moving positions. Like, having cards that care about that, there's not enough in the game right now, and I don't see that really being a good mechanic to necessarily to build around. Like, I don't think Bandai wants to make a bunch of like trigger when happens effects on board kind of deck, at least at this point the way they're designing. So for me, this is a 2 because you can really only play it in very narrow leader builds.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it the same way. 2. I don't really. I feel like there are better ways to set up like a big attacker, right?
Like good decks play this card. The problem is like you're no longer playing the Boa deck. You're no longer playing the Sanji Zoro deck. You're playing the Weevil Sanji Zoro deck. You're playing the Weevil Boa deck. Like, it becomes like it's like playing like Strawbeard. It's like we're not playing Whitebeard. We're playing the Strawbeard version. We're leveraging
the Pacifista Doflamingo.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I understand arguments as being a 3, especially because they print more Edward Weevils, which they probably will, because they'll probably show up more later in the story. Then this goes better. And it's not color locked, which is the one upside. So you can play it in a mixed thing where Weevil is the other color.
And I think our rogue deck builders are probably our most outspoken, so we're definitely gonna get cooked in the comments.
Yeah, we're gonna get cooked by the Sanji stands for sure.
Boa Sandersonia. 3 cost, 3k power, 2k counter. On play, if you have 2 or more characters in play with an Amazon Lily or a Kuja Pirates type, return up to 1 cost 3 or less character to its owner's hand.
Get it? Because it's 3 sisters.
Yeah.
2 sisters.
It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's the least playable one because it's just a Kuja Pirate, which is kind of rough. 2k counter, so I'll give it a 2.5 because it's 2K counter at least.
Yeah. I'll give it a 3 because it's a searchable 2K counter.
Yeah, my problem was just the effect you need to have Kujas.
Oh yeah, you have that.
And Amazon.
Yeah,
that's my problem, right?
Yeah,
if it was
yeah.
just characters, I give it a 3.
Yeah.
But it is just I give it 2.5.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, here's a good Lily though. Here's a good Amazon Lily card.
Just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just give me a chance.
I've got 5 minutes for you.
Please. Insane card, by the way.
That card's great.
Insane card.
But I mean, just like it now, doesn't affect Monkey D. Luffy, so 0.
It sucks that like BY Luffy is gonna be like one of the I foresee being one of the OP07 meta decks. So like
really interesting.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of the meta decks. And so like if you were Boa Hancock and you can't just like be bouncing, you can't be like freezing Luffy. So
yeah. I mean, to be fair, the Ace is the more important card. I mean, the Luffy is good, but they're not going to swing it until like they feel really good about it. Anyway, so
they're just going to use it for their take life effects.
Triggers,
yeah.
So not triggers, but the activate ability.
Yeah, 6K, 8 cost power. Or sorry, 6 cost, 8K power on play. Up to one of your opponent's characters, other than Monkey D. Luffy, cannot attack until the end of their next turn because she's slave arrowing them. Then place up to one cost 1 or less character on the bottom of its owner's deck. Real good. Real good.
I mean the fact like the only problem is that like. Oh wait, no, sorry. There is no problem. I was thinking the bottom decking was mandatory. It's not mandatory.
No, it's not.
So this card's great. You can play it in any blue deck. It's good in any blue deck as like a time walk kind of card. In the form, it comes very narrow. Where we're building around 1-2 characters and not like wide boards. I can only give it a 4 though because it's too fairly traded. Yeah. If that makes sense. Like it costs 6, which only leaves you with 4 Dawn at max. So there's limited things you can do otherwise. Though you can hold up events pretty easily, but you can't make like 7 swings off leader, and then or you can't make more than 7 swings. And then hold like a Punk Gibson or any good 2 costs, for example, right? Not Punk Gibson because it's green, by the way. Just I'm saying good 2-drop card. Don't cook me, okay? But you can play it in any deck, and so I think it's like a solid like this is a good example of a 4, like a good holistic 4.
I give it a 4.5 because the static trading of 6 cost 8K and then it gets effects is really good. Like I think like most vanillas are 6 cost 8K, correct? Like
yeah.
So
vanillas
like,
are 2K plus the cost.
Yeah, right. So like it's already statted like a vanilla, and then it gives you additional like attack like effects. And like if one of the additional effects is just like, hey, that guy can't attack, like that's pretty good. Like by itself. And then like in the context of like it's leader, it's very good because then you get drawback.
Wait, hold on, sorry. I also didn't read the card properly. I thought it was rest a character, not any character. So actually it's 4.5. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Well, because from my perspective, maybe it's rested.
Yeah. Then it's like
they can play. They can function there.
Yeah. Because you can play this on curve, and then it like becomes.
Never mind. This card is 4.5.
Yeah.
4.5, yep.
And then and then you place 1 cost less.
I bow.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, my scale is Robin then Boa, very close. So you know, I bow.
Yeah. And in a blue-black future, in a future blue-black deck.
When Sokka returns, Sokka will return in Avengers Infinity War.
Somehow Sakazuki has returned.
Poe, what's wrong?
Somehow
Sakazuki returns. I can't say what a straight face, dude.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, for that future trading, it's also going to be pretty good. I can see this being a staple in blue-black decks in the future, so, yeah.
Like it.
Yeah, good.
I don't like it.
Boa Marigold? What do you mean? I love it.
They're only Kuja traded. Like, it makes it so hard.
Fair.
Like, like it only works when you're heavily building the deck around other Kujas, and the effect is Kuja Amazon Lily traded. Like, I don't care that they're not warlords, obviously, but the fact that they're all their effects pertain to having boards built, because you're already building great boards with the warlords, so it's easy to turn them on. But you can't. So anyway, Luke, tell them about Marigold.
Yeah. 5 cost, 6K power, 1K counter.
Yep.
On play, if you have 2 or more characters in play with the Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type, place up to 1 cost 2 or less character on the bottom of its owner's deck. So it does the Boa bounce for Boa if you have her. Other
this is the better one because it's a 5/6.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Still a 2.5.
Yeah, I give it a 2. I don't know. I mean, like, okay, so I see what they're doing, right? Like, every single time they bring out a deck, they want you to be able to like build it in the context of its set, right?
Yeah.
So they give you all these Kuja Pirates, they give you all these like things like that to help support it. If you were a new player going into 07, and this is your only box, right? So then you could build Boa, right? But like, it's just so much better the other way around.
Yeah,
right?
my thing is that like, Boa as a leader doesn't care about the cards where they go as long as they leave.
Yeah.
So like, the fact that it is symmetrical was nice, but symmetrically for you, you actually lose the card because it goes to the bottom of your deck.
Yeah.
Instead of bouncing the hand is where it's just like, hey, this does not feel like it's it.
Right. Yeah.
So 2.5 for me just because it's pretty decently traded.
Right.
My boy!
Something for everyone here.
Portgas.D.Ace, and it's not even the only one of the set even. 6,000 power, 5 cost, 1,000 counter. Blocker, on play. Draw 2 cards, return 2 cards from the hand, the bottom of your deck, in any order. It's like, I just love that it's like worse Sabo, because Sabo is the second person out of the fruit.
Yeah.
So now it's like, oh, we have Sabo, good Sabo. It's like, oh, let's make the ace just like Sabo, but just a little bit worse.
Just a little bit worse.
And I'm still here for it.
Yeah.
I'm so here for it. Wipe your Pirates. Could be great to the Marco. Good in the blue yellow ace deck. It's just sweet. It's just sweet. I mean, it's great for blue because like it's a block piece that can do combat. It also gives filtering, which like blue has a lot of setup. Blue does not have a lot of filter. They have like raw draw. They don't have like parallel draw. They have like pay 3, draw 2. They have like draw 1. The only one they really have is Kaya, which is like 1, draw 2, discard 2. And so this is make a body filter, which is like just so. I mean, we've seen it Sabo. It's so powerful, even without the KO effect. So this is a 4 for me.
Yeah, I think it's a very powerful card. I think it's a 4. I think 3.5 just because I'm struggling to see where I put this in the deck. But use Ace.
I don't know how good it is in like the Warlord deck is already so efficient, but it makes any other blue deck that's not using that combo effect like they're like the Warlord deck's only really efficient because you have the leader Dofi to build around. But like I can see like I don't know like would you not play this in Boa to a degree in like a blocker format now that Sakazuki's banned? Like just to have an optional blocker piece that's like good.
I think so. Yeah, because
it filters. The worst, it's like I counter.
Yeah,
like,
it filters. I think it's also just because like in a world where we have like Doflamingo where we want to set up our plays and stuff like that.
Sure.
I mean like that's you
don't play in the Dofi deck. That's I'm saying it's for other blue decks. I mean like it's a new ace to hit off the smalls.
Yeah.
Because the smalls only had the 1 ace. So or had 2 ace, had the 5/6 double deck as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, love it.
Cool card.
I think it's just so I don't care that it's ace. Obviously, I'm an ace simp, right? Yeah. I would give a 4 to any card traded like this. Like this is just, in my opinion, this is like this is a card that's pushed over being I'm happy to have it in my deck to like oh I want this card in my deck.
Yeah, Marguerite. I think she's our last Amazon Lily card.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 cost, 2k power. Blocker on play draw card. Good in pre-release. This is a 2.
Better. I think it's better than the other ones though.
Yeah, that's true.
Because at least it knows exactly what it's doing.
Yeah.
And it's doing it pretty well on rate. Like like you would play a 2 cost jump blocker, you lose the counter, but it replaces itself for a cost. Like I think that's okay. 2.5.
You know what I'm wondering? Marguerite, where's your bowstring? Like, she just.
Oh my God!
She
Wait,
doesn't even have a bowstring.
Yeah, what's happening?
What's going on? Damn,
she's
bro.
actually just about to stab.
She's
someone.
just gonna.
She's moving. She's moving the tree and then like about to stab them. Is happening?
Maybe, maybe.
Actually, real talk.
Yeah.
Snake Dance.
Snake Dance.
2 cost counter event. Give up 20 of your leaders or characters. 4,000 power during the battle. Then return one of your characters to its owner's hand. Trigger. You may return one of your characters to the owner's hand. Return to one of your opponents. Cost 5 or lower characters to their hand. It's pretty nice. This is. Blue's been missing a good 2-drop event that doesn't feel like it's for Nami or like geared towards Nami value and more towards board value. And so I like this card a lot.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 3.
This is really cool. I give it a 3 as well. I could see you running in Nami too.
Trigger's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Slave Arrow.
Slave Arrow.
1 cost counter. You may return one of your characters with cost 2 or less. Or sorry, 2 or higher. My bad. Whoa. Slow down, Mike. Give it to one of your leaders or characters plus 4,000 during this battle. Trigger, draw 2, then place 2 on the bottom of your deck. This is a 3.5. This feels like really pushed, honestly.
Yeah.
It has a drawback cost, right? But the blue cards are all about on play anyway, chaining, so like you don't feel that bad.
Bow effect is on your turn only, right?
Yes.
Or is it no? Yeah.
Yeah, on your turn only. Once return on your turn, but you can like put the Stussy back in your hand and play Stussy again.
Oh yeah.
You can play Perona and put Perona back in your hand.
Yeah.
Like I think this card's really pushed.
Pretty good.
Like in any other color, I feel like I wouldn't give this. What'd I say? 3.5 or 4? I'd give this a 4.
Yeah.
I'm giving this a low 4. In any other deck, I would not give this a 4 for any other color except for maybe black. But in blue, this is just everything blue wants to do.
Yeah.
So. All right, Luke, take us home with these last two, baby.
Perfume Femur. This is like your Diable Jambe, basically. This is Diable Jambe for. You know what? I really like that. There's a blue Diable Jambe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Main. Up to one of your 7 Warlords of the Sea type, leader, or characters cards gains plus 2,000 power during this turn. Your opponent cannot activate blocker when the selected card attacks.
And it has trigger draw.
It has trigger draw 1.
Which like isn't as good as KOing a blocker, but also is blue and it feels very blue.
Yes.
You can play it in Nami. You can just have it.
Yeah. It's so good. That's so funny. Like,
is that better than is this better than Impel All Stars? Not just
yes,
right?
because you can put this on Zeph.
No, but that draws 2.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
So
I
no,
guess
it's
that's
not.
fair. But like, I mean, but then like you put this on Zeph, and
You
then
get, but that's what I was thinking. Because that's
yeah,
what I was
yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
if
it's
it all
up,
jumps
wait, just kidding. You can't put it on.
Seven Warlords.
I lied.
You're lying. You're capping.
I lied. I'm capping.
You're capping.
My
You're
bad.
capping.
I
was literally only
too
thinking
bad.
about it as like the trigger, like is there a force draw for one? But
No,
there
Impel
isn't.
doesn't.
Okay, anyway, how good is this card though for what you're actually playing it?
It is insanely good because you're gonna need that to like clinch out games. Assuming that like Boa's whole entire thing is like you're just bouncing things and then controlling the board and then like having a bunch of these small mid-range characters to like keep poking at them over and over and over again until you propagate your 6 cost Boas, your 9 cost Mihawks, and then maybe like your Kaido, right? Your 10 cost Kaidos or something, whichever Kaido you prefer to run. And then like you swing at them and then they're like, okay, cool. And now I'm gonna Perfume Femur. You can't activate blocker.
Yeah, even in Doflamingo, I mean like the blue propagates well early game and like in the trap like haymakers, but the downside is that, and the fair side obviously, is that aside from Gravity Blade, you're only hitting one thing at a time when you're establishing bodies. And so Perfume Femur, like the one weakness is like, black deck goes, I play like Salome, Blade Borsalino, Red Green Law is like, I'll spit out a bunch of 1-drops, right? And it's like, oh shit, I can't get around these blockers for game. And they're playing, you play liberally at that point as the other player, because you need to play liberally, you just hope they don't have it. And Perfume Femur gives you a way of like, not only am I going to have to not care about these to get my game condition, but I'm still working towards the power of that game condition by getting 2,000.
Yeah.
So I give this I would give a Jinbei a 3.5, so I'm giving this a 3.5.
Yeah. I think it's a very fair static card because it is a 2 cost for 2K.
Yeah.
Right. So like it's very fair. The
It's
trigger's
like,
good.
It's like the reverse of it usually. Like it's the reverse of, I can't give it a 4 because a 4 is like, I see this card, I'm like, what decks could I play this card in? And this is like the opposite where it's like I don't see this card and go, what decks I play this card in? I look at my decks and I look at decks already made. I'm like, can I play that card? Yoink. Like,
Pretty good. Yeah, I give it a 3.5 as well.
Dope.
What the hell? Stage card.
You didn't notice it existed?
What the hell?
Welcome to the Isle of Women, a
one-
1-cost stage. Activate main, discard 1 card. If your leader has Kuja Pirate type, return 1 character of Kuja Pirates to its owner's hand. That's all it does.
That's all it
you
does.
discard a card.
That's what it do,
to
you.
return a card to draw a card.
You just filter, but like bad.
Yeah, like really, really bad.
Is it to the bottom or is it
1.5.
to? It's the hand, right?
Which part? You discard a
If
card
you
from your hand.
discard a card from
you discard
hand,
for cost. Your leader has to be
bounce
Kuja.
part.
You return to
Return
your
up
hand, and then your leader triggers and draws your card.
And it has to
'Cause you're playing
return.
Annabelle.
You have to return a Kuja, and then
Yeah, you can only get Kuja. If it was any card, I might give this a 2, but it's not, so I'm giving it a 1.
return up to one of your. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
1.
Wow.
If it was any character, if it was just yours, I'd give it a 2, but given the type,
I
I'd
hope
give it a
that Amazon Lily gets some much needed stuff.
if this is the Isle of Women, I don't want to go.
I mean, I'll still go.
If this is it, this is all it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing else there. It's just what you see right here.
That's what you see.
There's
I mean,
nothing.
But there's inside. There's Boa.
No, this is what's saying. This,
But-
if this right here, as we see it and as we read it, is the Isle of Women, I don't want it.
But it might be Boa.
There's nothing else there. There's nothing there. Look, where do you see the titties?
What do you mean? It's not the titties. It's the heart.
No, I'm saying, where do you see the titties?
I mean, if I zoom enhance. Actually, you can kind of like if you zoom enhance like a little bit, like it kind of looks like.
Guys, thank you so much for watching our blue review. If you're watching this and you're not a member of the channel, guess what? All the members got access to this early. Pay $5 a month, help support the channel, gives us money to invest in editors and stuff like that, do more giveaways, make even bigger pieces of content, and you get all of our content with 2 weeks early. So if you want to see the other guides and you don't want to wait, you can support us right now to get that. If not, we'll see you next time on the Purple Guide when it releases, probably the next day or 2. And yeah, sorry, I just talked. Do you want to say anything?
Now, if you're a member, thank you so much for being a member. And thank you for watching this video.
Bye.
Bye.